Welcome to the new Extrarunde of Biathlon with Ron and Hendrik. Today, the interview with Johannes Dale. What he thinks about the Blue Bib. Will he be the future champion of the World Cup? And the Norwegian secret of skiing fast.
Again, 2 episodes in 1 week, Hendrik. I think we are on a streak.
Yes, Ron, we are back with another special episode with our next non-German speaking guest from Norway after Ingrid Landmark-Tannevold. Now it's time for Johannes Dale.
Yeah, right. And the young Norwegian is quite impressive already on the skis when it comes to course times. Mm-hmm. And big words are also circulating around his name in biathlon. So I think that's a guy we all should watch out for in men's biathlon the next years or also this season.
Yeah, for sure. And he also got big goals for this season, as he told us. And yesterday in the sprint, he was quite close to the podium already, right?
Yeah, but I think he missed the last shot on standing shooting and got 7th in the final standing. So was quite close with that one miss. Yeah. Less, he would have been on the podium, I think. But yeah, that's always the case in biathlon, right? So
yes.
But he got a pretty good position for the first pursuit of the season on Saturday. So let's see if he might climb the podium there.
Yeah, we will see it on Saturday. And when we look at the big picture in biathlon, I think he will have a bright future in front of him.
Yeah, and he's also one of the favorites for the new Blue Bib this season. So yeah, that might also be a goal for him. At least we asked him if that's a goal of him, right? So let's see what he said. And I think with that, we should jump right into the interview with Johannes Dale.
Yeah, let's do it. And we wish you a lot of fun.
So, one day after the first sprint of the season, we got Johannes Dale with us. And hello, Johannes.
Hello.
Hello.
Good to be here.
Yeah, nice to have you. And this is our second interview in English after your teammate Ingrid Landmark-Tannevold. And Johannes, let's first make something clear because we are not quite sure how to pronounce your name. In Germany, we would say Johannes Dale, but I think that's not how you do it in Norway, right?
Yeah, it was not so far off, actually.
Okay.
If I should pronounce it in Norwegian, it would be Johannes Dale.
Dale.
Oh, okay.
So I guess it's quite similar, actually.
Yeah. Germany is a little bit easy to talk, I think, but the Norwegians have this accent. They pull the A a little bit longer, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, in Norway, we have so many different accents, so you're going crazy when you hear all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, Johannes, you are obviously a biathlete living in Norway, 23 years old, and you were 9th in the overall World Cup last season. But how did it happen that you are doing biathlon today and not any other sport?
Well, first of all, I wasn't very interested in sport when I was young. I wasn't interested. I liked to ski with my family and that sort of stuff, but I didn't like to compete, and I was pretty lazy, actually.
Okay.
But it happens that my father is a former biathlete, and he was quite good with some medals in the Junior World Championships and also some World Cups.
Yeah.
So I think there is where I get it from, then my wish to start with biathlon. So it actually come pretty suddenly. It was just one day I suddenly wanted to start with biathlon. It was around when I was 10 years old. And then I went to my first biathlon training, and from there it's just been biathlon all time.
Yeah, so your path was already a little bit predetermined, you could say, yeah? With your father as a biathlete. But the first World Cup races are over this season, and you were 23rd in the individual and 13th in the sprint competition. So, Johannes, how was it? Tell us a little bit about your races maybe, and are you happy with your results so far?
Well, I can't say I'm happy with my results so far. I mean, the sprint was pretty okay, but the first race, the individual, was not my best performance. My skiing part wasn't good at all, but my body felt very tired. I didn't have much power at all, so I slept very bad before the first race.
Okay.
I think I had 4 hours sleep or something, and that's not an optimal before a 20K.
So you were nervous, or?
Yeah, I was a bit nervous, and I was pretty excited, and I wanted to do good, you know. So, but But on the sprint, my speed was back again, so that was a good sign.
In the individual, you were the slowest Norwegian, right? So
I don't like that at all.
But I think
I
they
don't
were
like
also
to be the slowest.
Yeah, I think they were also pretty hard conditions that day, right? That the track was pretty deep. It looked pretty wet from the television, and but the sprint, as you said, was better. You had the third course time overall. And how did you experience the tracks in Kontiolahti so far?
Yeah, it was, you said that at the individual it was pretty hard and it was very tough. It was hard to manage to find the flow because it was so deep somewhere and it was very unsteady to race. So, but the sprint was much better and the track was much harder to go on. So it was easier to push. But the tracks here are quite difficult, but because it's not so hard in the beginning. Yeah. But afterwards we get some uphills, so you have to adapt to the track quite well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or was it just a problem with the material in the individual?
Nah, it was the skiing part was on my mistake.
Okay.
Okay.
I was my body felt not good. I didn't have much power, and I was very disappointed when I came to the finish line because the feeling I had during the race was not the feeling I have had the days before. Mm-hmm. So it was not my optimal performance, to say it in that way.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But let's look back at your preparation this summer, because last season you were under the top 5 prone shooters with a hit ratio of 93%. And you were also one of the fastest skiers in the field. So what was your main goal when you went into the last preparation for this season now? And what did you focus on?
Yeah, I think my focus area was pretty clear this summer and fall, because as you said, my prone shooting was very good, and also my skiing part, and both the prone and skiing part was good enough last year to do it good in the World Cup. So my main problem last year was the standing shooting. It was a bit unstable, and sometimes I could hit 4, and sometimes I could hit 5, and then I could hit 3. So I had to be more stable. So this has been my main focus, to reach a more stable level and higher in the World Cup. So me and Siegfried Massé has worked a lot on this summer.
And do you think that worked out?
Yeah, I think so. The test races we had before the World Cup and also the first races in the World Cup, I think, has been quite good in standing shooting also. At least I have a much better feeling than I had last year. I feel like I have a little bit more control on what I do during the standing. So it's a nice feeling, at least.
Mm-hmm. It's a good sign.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah. You said it. You also had some events in the summer, like the Blink Festival, Norwegian Champions, and also intern races with your team. Did those races tell you something about your current shape? I think your results weren't as good as expected, right?
Yeah, that's totally true. I had an explanation for this actually, because during the Blink Festival it wasn't good at all. But during this summer I started to train a lot this year. I really wanted to take some steps and try to push the limit a bit this year. And during the summer, I pushed it maybe a little bit too hard. And during the Blink Festival, it was quite heavy for me and my legs. We were not best friends. Then I had pushed in my training a bit too far, and I was on a quite heavy training load. So from there, I agreed with my coaches that we had to take some time off and not train at all, actually, because we had to get my body in the regular shape again.
So you were a little bit fatigued in front of those races? Or?
Yeah, it was not fun at all, because my body was so heavy and it didn't have a good feeling at all. So I understand when we went from the Blink Festival that I had to do some changes, because I cannot have this feeling in my body all the time. But we made some changes, and it worked out very good.
Yeah, but I think the Blink Festival and the Norwegian Championships are on roller skis, right? And
yes.
So what do you think, how comparable are roller ski races with usual skis like you have in the winter now?
Yeah, I think it's quite comparable because you will at least get to see who has a good capacity on the skis. But I also see that there are some people who do it better on roller skis than on regular skis, because on roller skis you can push like hell all the time and you won't feel any resistance. You will just get all the power through the asphalt. But during skis you will have some more soft ground, and it's not so easy to push all the time. You have to be a little bit more like a dancer on skis.
Okay.
So that's the difference. But capacity you will also see in roller ski.
So you're a good dancer too?
Yeah, I like to dance on skis. I'm not good to dance on real life, but on skis I feel pretty confident.
Yeah,
dancing.
Nice. But which guy are you? Are you the roller ski guy or the usual ski guy, or does it you don't care?
Well, I think for some years ago I was definitely a roller ski guy. Because when I was younger, and it wasn't before I got into the elite team that I managed to change my technique a bit. But for some years ago, I was a pretty aggressive skier. I was pushing a lot and used a lot of power, and it didn't look so nice, to say at least. So when I came into the A team, me and Egil, we was one of our focus goals to set my technique a little bit better. And not use crazy amount of forces anywhere. So I had to be a bit more smarter. So now I think I have become more and more a skiing person, and that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah.
Johannes, the current big topic, the coronavirus, did probably not have any impact on your summer training, but would you say you had a disadvantage because of the pandemic in your preparation?
Yeah, I think us biathletes has been quite lucky, to say at least. See all the summer sports been affected much more than we are. But of course, we had some small impacts on the training. But the most of the time it has been quite all right, actually. But of course, there were some altitude camps that we missed out on. So we should have been on, I think, 2 more altitude camps, and then it became this summer and fall. So, but this is just small things compared to the global picture. But I don't think we have been affected so much, actually. We have done the training we wanted and been at home and also get to manage to see each other and the coaches at camps. So it's been quite normal, I will say.
But you were in Italy, right?
Yeah, we managed to get 1 altitude camp, and then we were in Lavazze. It was amazing to be out traveling again. We have missed it altogether. So it was good to have at least one camp in the bank.
Yeah, but the pandemic probably has a pretty big impact on the current season. So we got no spectators in the stadiums. We already had some cases of or in front of the first races, and lots of testing on your side. You are isolated. So is that something that make you afraid in terms of doing a whole season or can't doing a whole season because of the pandemic?
Yeah. Actually, I've been quite calm before this season, and I have had the impression that we had to make to be able to adapt during the season. I think we just have to, if there are races, we just have to race, and if we are told that it's not going to be races, we just have to accept that also. So before the season, I have decided to be open-minded because I think there will be some changes during the season, and I think we just have to be prepared for that. So I wanted to be prepared for some changes. So I think all athletes has to be open-minded this season.
So what did you do in terms of preparation for that?
Well, I have because now we are isolated in our rooms. We are not speaking to each other almost. We have some FaceTime together, the whole team, during dinner. But
we saw it on Instagram where you had a story. All you 6 guys is sitting in front of your smartphones, right?
Yeah, that's right. It could be quite lonely, so we had to eat together at least one time during the day. But in terms of what I do in my room, I try to keep the time going with my PlayStation.
Cool.
I have my PlayStation with me and a gaming screen, so I get a lot of time during the day.
So what are you playing on the PlayStation?
Right now I'm playing a lot of Formula 1.
Okay,
I'm quite interested in that, and also Call of Duty, of course. So so I saw that some French guys also had their Call of Duty and PlayStation with them, so I think we have to have a national fight because both me and Vetle and Johannes Bø is also playing, so I think it could be fun.
So you don't play FIFA?
Vetle is a heavy FIFA player, but I'm not so interested, actually. I like more the action stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Johannes, when you are not eating together, how are you managing getting food now?
Yeah, we started to eat at the hotel during a buffet, and it was quite good food and everything. But during some days we were quite worried about the situation with the buffet, because we are all the teams and all the nations are eating together, and the food is standing out for quite long. So it's not maybe so big of a deal, but we was quite worried. So for some days ago, we actually got our chef from Norway.
Oh.
She got a call for some days ago, and she drove straight from Norway to Finland and managed to cook for us. So she actually has rented an apartment quite near and make food, and then we get the food transported to the hotel.
Okay.
And then we take the food from the hallway and we eat in our room. So it's quite much logistics. It's quite much to get the food from here. So, but it's very good food, and we are used to the food, so it's nice.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. But will she travel the whole season with you guys?
No. She will just be here in Finland first. And then I hope we will find the good solutions on the other hotels we are going to be at. So, but if it was up to me, she could join us for the whole season, because she makes very good food.
And she's also isolated, or is she? Could she mix something into your food, like?
No, she is actually alone, also in her apartment, just cooking food for us. And I think she also gets her groceries driven to her. So I think she doesn't have so much of a social life either right now.
So I think that's very strict, right? I know we in Germany, or the German athletes, they got bubbles, like only 2, 3, or 4 athletes are together in a bubble, and only 1 or 2 trainers, so they don't get in contact with other people. But you are really completely isolated, alone in your rooms. To make that clear again, that's
we have made the decision to be quite strict on this.
It's your own decision. You as an athlete, you made that decision.
Yeah, but together with the team, of course.
Okay.
We have been given the choice to be together also with the whole team. But then we are also taking a risk if some of us are getting the COVID virus, that we all have to skip the World Cup races. So it's a part of our athletes' decision, and also a choice we have been given from the federation. So I think we are doing what we can to be able to race the whole season at least.
Okay.
But it's quite strict, and that's also the line we have driven in Norway during this pandemic. So we keep going it here during the World Cups.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the first week now, but over several weeks, I could imagine it's quite hard to be so isolated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. So but it's true, and I think we have to be a bit strict on this forward, because I think it could be it's okay in the beginning, but afterwards it could be quite boring, and we don't want to be in a room and going crazy. We have to be fresh-minded before the races. So I think we have to be able to have some fun and maybe find some other solutions to be together, because we want to have fun when we are away from home for 4 or 5 weeks at a time.
Yeah, of course.
And tell us, how is the communication with athletes from other teams at the moment? Is there any difference, or are you, for yourself, totally avoiding it?
No, so far we have been avoiding anything. Actually, we are nearly not talking to each other on this team. So, but of course, if I see some Germans or Frenchmen on the skis on the training days, we talk together like usual. But for now, we haven't met and eaten together. It's not possible, and it's not possible to do so many things. But so the main social platform now is actually on training. There is where we can have a talk in real life. So it's a bit special, but I think we just have to live with this for now.
But you're also training without mask, right? So you're not having that mask the whole time in front of your face. Yeah.
That's true. I'm very glad we can be able to train without a mask, because it will be hard to go with the mask. So then it's also easier to talk, So when we train is when we are much together, actually.
Yeah. Okay. But I think the team we just talked about is a good keyword, because Norway is overall a pretty strong team in biathlon, I'd say. And you're having a lot of biathletes in your country. At least that's what we are hearing. And can you tell us how tough it is to get in such a team as yours?
In Norway we have many biathletes. It's not big as cross country, but it's pretty big to be biathlon, I think. And we have a lot of good athletes also, of course. So to be able to get in the A team, it's very hard competition about it. We have many strong athletes, and everybody wants the same, and that's to be on the A team and race the World Cups.
Yeah.
So we are many on my age, and 1 year younger, who is very good, and of course more. But that's what can I say? My group and the group I have been in for several years. These are my friends and the one I spend my most time with. And I have been so lucky that I have managed to come to the A team. But I know there are some guys behind there who wants to also join the A team afterwards.
So we always hear some rumors that in Norway are like 1,000 biathletes in the youth competitions. Is that true, or is that a rumor?
No, actually, we have a competition in the spring. That's for the young athletes. Yeah. That's just from athletes who are 16 years and younger. And there we actually have over 1,000 people racing.
Okay.
So and then we just have the people under 16 years old. So it's or 15 or something like this. So it's at least 1,000 people racing, and that's a pretty huge arrangement.
But when you said that cross-country skiing is probably a little bit bigger, or in terms of athletes at least, is it also more prestigious in Norway, or is biathlon still the number 2 sports in Norway? I think soccer's number 1, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I think cross-country is of course it's pretty big, and it's an easier sport to start with than biathlon, because in biathlon you have to make an investment of a gun, and it's quite big, so it's easier to start with cross-country. But I think now that biathlon actually have started to be more and more popular. That's my feeling. And also on television, it's been starting to get more and more followers. So I think I like to believe that we are getting closer to the cross-country skiers in terms of popularity. But I think we're pretty close now.
Yeah, and I think in Norway you all could ski, right? So in Germany we only have like 3 or 4 places where you could ski, and in Norway you have everywhere snow in the winter and so on, right?
Yeah, it's quite popular to ski in Norway, of course. It's a very popular sport, and many people. It's a national sport, of course. So and as you said, we have a lot of snow, so it's not an issue to not have snow for the winter. So it's popular. That's what I can say.
Yeah, and I think that it's also the source of your success, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think because there are so many athletes who are starting this from a young age. And then, of course, there has to be some good athletes coming out from that. If you have 1,000 people skiing, some good people there has to be in that group. So I think we should be grateful that we have so many skiers at a young age in Norway also.
Yeah, crazy.
Johannes, when it comes to the nationals, is there some sort of qualification?
Do you think about to qualify for the World Cup or?
Not the national championships.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. For the championship, we don't have any qualifications. It's everybody got to race.
Okay.
But of course, during the pandemic this year, it has been a little bit different. But normally, everybody got to race the championships in Norway.
So I could go there to Norway and race there? I could go there and race there in Norway?
Yeah, of course, you are welcome.
Okay.
But if you manage to win, I don't think you will have a Norwegian medal. but we have had many different athletes from other nationalities also that have come and raced in Norway. So you are welcome any day.
Okay, great. Think about that later.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Could you tell us a little bit how it is to train with guys like Tarjei and Johannes?
Now it was my first year last year, so then it was quite special, I have to say. Tyrei, and especially Tyrei, because he's a bit older than me, has been my idol for so long. And he and Ole Einar was the guy I admired most during my childhood. So to be able to train with Tarjei and Johannes and the whole team, of course, was quite special, because they have been idols for me for so long, and then suddenly be together with them and eat with them and sleep in the same room as them and just be in the group. It's been crazy, actually. So but now I get more and more used to it. But I'm very glad I managed to get in this team. That's for sure.
And are those guys also as strong in the training as in the competitions?
Yeah, Johannes, it's always a bit different. he is not usually that strong during the summer and maybe, but when we came closer to the winter and fall, he's always getting that extra kick in his body, and he just managed to ski so fast. So we see a big difference from him during the summer and to the winter. That's I think it's very spectacular of him. But guys like Tarjei and Erlend and Vetle and everybody in the team is quite strong. You have to push hard to be able to be on top on training also.
Yeah, I could imagine that. But Johannes, you made it to that team, and I think one of the reasons is your super fast development in biathlon in the last years. You won 2 silver and 1 bronze medal in your youth junior years. You won your first 2 IBU Cup races. You were also Rookie of the Year in your debut season, right? In 2018-19. And last season, 9 in the overall ranking with only 22 years of age. So quite big and impressive results, I think. And Tarjei, your teammate, also said about you that you are the one everyone should watch out for in biathlon the next years. So how is your own attitude about that when you hear something like that from your teammates and from the media and everyone else? What is going through your mind when you hear that?
No, it's very nice to hear some of these words. It's a nice feeling to hear them. And as you said, I have been quite a good development in my career as a biathlete. I wasn't the best when I was young, and I just taking the step year by year. And in the recent years, I have taken some big steps, and I've taken some big steps each year. So I just think it's been a slow and steady pace to the top, because I've been very lucky without having no injuries and no sickness. It's been one of my strengths, so I've been able to train and just do my thing. And it has taken some years, but I think it's been a good way to do it. And now I come at a quite good level. So of course, I want to live up to those words that Tyrei and all the other people said. I want to be a part of the biathlon future. That's for sure.
Yeah. And are you yourself happy with your improvements over the last years?
Yeah, I'm very happy with my improvements for last year. During each year, the last couple of years, I've taken huge steps in the speed on the skis. I've taken big steps the last 2 years at least, and also on the shooting range, it happened some big things. So yeah, as you said, last year or the season of 18-19, I think that was the first time I raced the World Cup. I think
yes.
And then I had a horrible start to the season. I was racing the Norwegian Cup at home because I didn't qualify for the IBU Cup. And on the first Norwegian Cup races, I was number 50 and I was number 40, and it was shit, I have to say. But then I managed to win a race, and I went to the IBU Cup. And there I won my first 2 races, and I really, really take advantage of the chance I got. And then I go to the World Cup, and the rest is history. But I'm very glad I have taken the opportunities I have got and managed to spend them well.
But when you said you won your first 2 IBU Cup races and got into the World Cup right after that, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You got a pretty good debut, I think, with a 15th place in the sprint, if I'm right. And
correct.
Then you had one bad race and you were out of the team for some races again.
That's the way it is in Norway. You know? Now was the next race. It was, and then I had a big fall after 200 meters and I broke my gun. And it was not a good start from that race. And this was right before Christmas. And after Christmas, it's usually some qualifying again. And for some years ago in that year, I wasn't as stable as I am now. So in Norway, you have many good athletes, so then you are suddenly kicked out again. So that's the way of being a biathlete in Norway, I think.
Yeah, being in a strong team, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Johannes, when someone like Tarjei is saying such things about you, like Ron said it before, does that give you some sort of pressure?
I don't feel under pressure so much. I just take it as a compliment and been quite calm about it. I think it's very nice words, and I think he are giving these words to me for a reason, So I don't feel the pressures a bit. I just get pumped to live up to his Tarjei's expectations.
Yeah, I think he also said that about his brother, right? So
that's true. And we both name Johannes, so it has to be some comparison here, I think.
Yeah, and Johannes got some good results the last years, I'd say. So
we have to give him that.
Yeah. But now, Johannes, you could make some pressure for yourself. What are your goals for this season now? I can't say the next season because we are already in the season. I think the last season, your overall best result was a 4th place in the Masters of Oberhof, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
No, my goal for this season has been pretty clear all summer and since the end of the last season. I really want to take my first individual podium. And last year I was pretty close sometimes. And I was a bit angry that I didn't manage to do it because I think I was so close during some races. So to have an individual podium as a goal, I think it's quite realistic, and it also should be one of my goals. So I really want to make that happen before the end of the season. That's for sure.
Do you also have some specific World Cup goals, like being in the top 5 or in the top 8 or just better than last season or something?
Yeah, I think it's been quite hard for me to set one of these goals because for each year I have been taking so much steps. So my goals have been changing the whole season. But last year I did it pretty good, and I know I can't always. What can I say? I cannot always be better than last year all the time during my whole career. And the beat of 9 in the World Cup was quite good. But of course, I want to do it better. But the individual podium is my biggest goal in performance. But the global picture here is that I want to be a better biathlete because I'm still quite young. So I want to take some steps on the biathlete side. So I'm not done being the best biathlete I can be.
Do you also have any medals in mind for the World Championships?
This is not a big goal of mine, actually. Of course, it's a big goal, but for now, I have to take some steps at a time, and I think I first have to have my first individual podium in the World Cup. But for sure, the World Championship medals are just a normal race, also. So it's not a reason why it can't happen there.
Would be a nice podium too, right? First podium.
Yeah, I will take that also. It's no problem for me. So I'm pretty confident that it will happen sometime soon, and I will give everything I got to make it happen. That's something I can promise.
Yeah, and there's I think another achievement that could be quite interesting for you: the new bib, the Blue Bib, for the best athlete under 25. And
that's right.
A lot of people are seeing you as the big favorite here, but at the moment Samuelsson is leading quite nice after 2 pretty good races, and your friend and teammate Sturla is also in front of you at the moment. So is that still a goal of you, the Blue Bib?
Yeah, of course. I think the Blue Bib was a very interesting new factor in this year of World Cup.
Yeah,
and of course it's still a big goal of mine. I really want to have the blue jersey, and now Sebastian and Sturla has got the lead, and they have been very good in the first races. But we have only just started the season. We have raced 2 out of 30 races, I'm out of the game yet. I would say we have so many races to go. So for me, it will be. I think it's still a realistic goal because. We have just started, so I will really push to have the blue jersey.
I think last season it would have been yours, right?
Yeah, I think so. I have not control of all the age of the people in front of me, but I think it will be mine. So I will try to make that happen this year also.
Okay.
Yeah. So you also think that it will be easy for you to win that bib?
No, not for sure. It will be hard to win the jersey. It's Sebastian and Sturla, and also several other people are quite strong. Of course, you can't just come and win that jersey. You see Sebastian and Sturla taking his first win. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And now Sebastian also takes some podiums, so they are not weak athletes, to say it at least. So you have to perform very good to have the blue jersey.
Yeah, I think that too. But I read so many comments, and everyone said like, "Yeah, you will do that easy this season. There's no competition for you." So
Yeah, I think maybe people have overestimated me sometimes. But I think now that we have raced the first 2 races, I think we will start to have a more stable pace on skis and maybe a bit more set to what we want to do. So from now on, I hope to deliver on a high stable level. That's for sure. Yeah. So I will try to make some good results.
Did you already check the prize money for the Blue Bib?
No, I haven't, but I didn't know there was prize money for the Blue Bib.
Yeah, that's 5,000 euro for the first place.
What did you say?
5,000 euros for the first place. So
I want that jersey.
And the second place gets nothing.
Not too bad.
Yeah. That's not too bad of a salary. Yeah. We have to try to make that happen. Yeah. But I have to say, it's first of all, it's the blue jersey that's motivated me, not the money. But it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, but talking about the Blue Bib, the yellow bib is not far away. Is that one of your main goals of your career?
Yeah, for sure. It has been one of my goals, and it has been one of my goals for some years when I see my development on skis. I think I'm a guy and an athlete who can be quite stable during a season. We saw that last year, that I was quite stable on my pace on the skis, and when also I get my standing shooting right, it could be quite good and quite stable at a high level. So I think that's in some years that can be one of my goals, and it could it's nothing to be. It will be one of my best dreams to have that yellow bib. It's a big goal.
So what does some years mean?
I'm afraid of giving you an exact years, but I think in let's say 2-3 years, it will be realistic to fight for that jersey. I think then I have gotten some more training and also a bit more experience, and the level in the World Cup now it's quite high. So I think we have to be realistic also to say to have the yellow bib, it's a huge achievement. So we have to have some years, but I think it's a realistic goal in the future. I hope so.
Maybe we got to fight with Johannes in the future.
Yeah, that's for sure. If you want to have the yellow bib before he retires, you have to fight him. Yeah, I think he wants it also.
6 more years, he said, right? So
yeah, that's true. So have to stick for him for 6 more years.
But do you have some big goals for the future at all, like Olympic medals or something else?
Yeah, I have these goals. But my main goal for my biathlon career has been to be so good as an athlete that I will be able to fight for these things all the time. You know, when I see Mata and Johannes and all the other guys who are good and always in the top, I really want to be like these guys, to always be able to play for the podium and for the win. And that will be my, what can you say, normal level to be able to fight for such podiums and wins. So that's my overall goal for my biathlon career. And that's all, of course, that's include the World Championship medals and gold and Olympic medals also. So I have gotten a pretty good start from my biathlon career, I think, and I hope I will be able to make it happen.
Yeah, we hope so too. But 2022, Johannes, is a big event, and you think there could be the first gold medal for you, or are you going for that?
Yeah, of course. I think the Olympic in 2022, it will be a quite good fit for me. Then I have got 1 more year of training and 1 year more of experience, and I hope that I will be able to fight for something there. And I think when I show what I can do on skis, and if I get my shooting to be right also, I find it realistic to be able to fight for top places during the Olympics also. And to race the Olympics, that has been one of my goals for a long time. It was what I see on as one of the most important things in sports. So of course, to be able to fight for something there is a huge goal.
So let's hope you could sleep in front of your first Olympic race.
That I don't think I will be able to do, actually. Yeah. When I'm so eager to start before a World Cup, I think Olympics, maybe 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah. So, Johannes, coming back to this week, what can we expect from you? We got a sprint, we got a relay, and we got the first pursuit on Sunday for you, I think, yeah?
Yeah, that's true.
On a Saturday, I think.
Yeah, that's Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think when I got to race the 2 races now, and when we see what I can do on the sprint in form of ski performance, I think has been quite good. And I also feel like what I showed on the sprint race this week is my what can I say, my normal level in the skiing part.
Yeah.
And I also feel like my shooting has been quite good lately. So I will aim for at least 9 or 10 hits. And if I'm able to do that, I think it could be quite high. I just saw on the list from this week that if I had shooting better, I will be fighting for the podium. So I can't promise anything, but I will promise that I will give you all, and I will give it all. But I expect for myself to be able to reach some good results the next weekend. That's for sure.
Did you ever hit 10 out of 10 in a World Cup sprint?
Yeah, I hit in France last year in Le Grand Bournain when I got my first flower ceremony.
Okay, yeah,
but that's the first and only time, and I also did it during a relay last year. But that's the only time I shoot in an individual race. So I have to make that happen once more.
Yeah,
I think.
For sure.
Yeah.
Are you fearing the Swedish team for the upcoming relay? Because they were quite impressive during the first weekend.
Yeah, I have to say that I was quite impressive with these guys. These are guys I have raced with for a long time, and Sebastian especially. And he's impressed me, and also Ponsiluoma and all the Swedish team. It's
me too,
because they have taken some big steps.
Yeah.
So I was quite impressive by this. So of course I think they will be strong. They have an Olympic gold medal. So but now they also seem particularly strong. So it will be exciting to see what they can do for the next couple of weeks. Also, if they will be able to keep their shape.
You think they could hold that speed on the skis for the whole season? Yeah,
it's not a reason to not believe it. We at least have to give them a chance to prove it. And I think I know these guys, and they are pretty strong. So I won't be surprised if they will have a good season altogether.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty suspicious that also the Swedish girls were so fast last weekend, and it might be just the material or Kontiolahti that they know how to race there or how to prepare the skis there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it could be a combination. I think they have pretty good skis, but of course it's not only the skis. You have to be a quite good skier to be able to ski so fast.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think all of them have taken some steps, but of course I think they also had some good skis that we have seen. But that's a part of the job, you know. You have to have a whole team together, working together to achieve so good results that they had last week.
By the way, when talking about skis, there were 2 races, or let's say just the must-start last season in Novo Mesto, I think, where you as a team had such good skis that you a whole team raced in front of all the others, and nobody could take your speed. So what was the secret on that day? Is it really just the skis, or was it your tactics, like your strategy to go fast? I don't know.
You know, this race, the Mastart in Novo Mesto, that was the most craziest race I have ever raced in terms of ski performance. It was almost embarrassing to have so good skis because we saw that the Frenchmen didn't have a chance to keep up with us. And it was on the first lap, I almost felt like I have to say sorry to them because I felt so bad for them. But I think that's a result of our waxing team. They are so good, and they are working so much, and have so much competence. So this day we were particularly lucky with the skis, and it was crazy. We were so much better than the rest of in terms of ski. So it was a fun day to be a biathlete.
Yeah, but I think it was only for like 2 or 3 laps, and after that you had the same speed. I don't know what you are doing with the skis, but that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know either what they did with the skis, but the first laps it was incredible, and of course it stabilized, but the first couple of laps were just the most amazing things I have experienced on skis.
Yeah, crazy to watch from the television.
I imagine.
Okay, Johannes, now it's time for our section called Question That We Always Ask Our Guests. And I think I start with question number 1. Do you have any rituals before the start of a race?
Yeah, if I have to have a ritual, it have to be my music. I always listen to music before I start. and I like to listen to music to get in the mood before a race. It's I like to be a bit angry and a bit in a fighting mood, So my music helps me to do that.
And are you getting nervous when you don't have music on your ears?
No, I don't get nervous, but I really like to have it, and I also get to manage to block away the world, and I can just concentrate on my own things.
Okay.
So I prefer it, but I can also do it without the music. But I always have my music, that's for sure.
And which type of music brings you in the fighting mood?
I'm quite different in the music taste. I can listen to anything, but before races, I always like to listen to some like a little bit of angry rap and some rock music. I think that brings the fighting spirit in me. Yeah. But I like all kinds of music actually. So, but this is my top for before a race.
Okay. What's your favorite World Cup venue except of Oslo?
Okay, I can't take Oslo. No, I think I have to say Antholz. I really like Antholz. It's love the place and the surroundings with the big mountains and everything. So it's amazing to be there, and also the audience. It's crazy. So I really like the surroundings and the atmosphere and the whole thing. So I think this has to be my favorite venue.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It's true, and always sunny.
Yeah, it's always sunny. Yeah. So it's a place I really want to be.
Your favorite racing format in biathlon?
Oh, my favorite racing format. I think that has to be the mass start. Actually, I really like the mass start, and this is also the where I have gotten my strongest results. And I really like the format. I really like when we are all together, and it's a bit of a fight during the race, and you have to look on each other, and you have to. Yeah, it's the. You can call it the biathlon's Formula 1,
Yeah.
It's pretty intense also for us athletes. And
especially with your skis, right? Yeah.
Yeah, especially with our skis. Then it's particularly fun.
Yeah, but I think you were fourth last year, right, in the mustard discipline?
Yeah. So it's been one of my favorite disciplines in performance also. So I really like the part because it's so intense. So I love it.
Prone or standing shooting? I think that's easy to answer for you, right?
I think we can say prone. But I really wanted to be standing in the future.
Yeah.
What is the coolest thing about biathlon for you?
The coolest thing, and when I raced the World Cup for the whole season last year, I really got a lot of time thinking about it. Yeah. And I think to be able to race in front of many people and to have a crazy audience, like in Oberhof, for instance. I remember Oberhof as a crazy stadium to race in. It's just unreal to have all these people watching you and all these people cheering at you, and it's so much noise, and it's an incredible feeling. So I must say that to be able to race in front of in Oberhof, I don't know, 50,000 people or something, it's crazy, and that's what I love most about biathlon now.
Yeah, we were there too last season, and we can say that's true. Yeah,
I can imagine it's crazy to be an audience there also.
So, but what annoys you the most about biathlon as an athlete?
I think what annoys me and everybody is that biathlon it's a hard sport. And there are so many factors that can impact your performance. It could be wind, it could be snow, it could be many things, with the shooting also. So I think the most hard part of biathlon it's that your performance will go a little bit up and down. That's a natural part of biathlon. I think you can't be perfect all the time, except from Farkad and Johannes. Sometimes it's those guys are crazy, but. But I think you have to be prepared for it. Goes a little bit up and down. That's the most annoying part, and all of us athletes we hate that part of biathlon.
Yeah, of course.
Until this point in time, what was your favorite moment in biathlon?
Oh, my favorite. I think I have had so many good memories. Of course, to be able to race my first World Cup in Mesto. It was a crazy experience, and also in front of a lot of audience. It was an amazing experience. But I think if I have to pick one last year, it has to be from when I got to race the World Cup, World Championship relay for Norway. That was a very big moment for me. It's something I remember for the rest of my life, I think.
Yeah, I think the next question you did already answer. Your role models in biathlon or outside of biathlon, maybe other athletes, but you said Tarjei and Olaina.
Yeah, I think these was my biggest idols when I was younger, for sure. But in the later years, I have been also very looking up to Marta Foucault and Johannes, because I think what those guys have done in biathlon, it's how stable they are and the high level they have. It's so impressive. So when I have understand how good these guys are, it's been one of my biggest idols there also.
Yeah. And we saw a picture of you and Tarjei from, I think, 2010 in RuPauling on your Instagram account. You can see it. And I think you were still a biathlon fan there and a lot younger than now. And how did you get that photo with him, Johannes?
Yeah, that's actually a quite good story. Because that year, me and my father and a friend of mine, we have been saving up to be able to go to RuPauling to see the World Cup races there.
Mm-hmm.
And we got there and we got to see the race, and it was an incredible experience for a young guy like me who loved biathlon. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
But the funny part there is that we managed to bring the skis into the World Cup venue. My friend's skis.
Okay.
So after the race, when the race was done, we dressed on our training gear and our ski shoes, and we jumped over the fence in RuPauling. It was crazy. I think about it actually that we did it, but we managed to have our skis and poles and boots, and we jumped over the fence, and we actually managed to. I think we went for 2 or 3 laps before we got thrown.
Oh, really?
Out. Yeah, that true stories. So then afterwards we got thrown out. But during one of these laps, I managed to meet Tyrei, and we got to have a picture of him. So it was exactly 10 years last year. So I'm very glad I have this photo. It's a funny story.
And now you're in a team with him. So very crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a big dream. I don't know if he thought that when he took that picture with me that I will be able to race the relays with him when he saw me at such a young age. But incredible things can happen.
Did you ask him about that, if he remembers you from that moment?
Yeah, and I don't think he remembers it.
Okay.
I think I have taken so much picture with so many young fans. So I guess I was just one of many. But I managed to be friends with him later. So that's a good story.
Yeah, of course.
And did you often visit other biathlon venues because of your father when you were younger?
No, I have. But I started with biathlon when I was 10 years old. So I can't remember so much anything else than biathlon because, of course, my entire childhood was based on doing races in the whole of Norway. But my father was retired before I was born. So. I have not been able to see him race.
Okay. So, Johannes, now I'm excited who you will pick, because now you can put together your best biathlete in the world, and it doesn't matter if he or she is active, inactive, a man or a woman. Which attributes would you take and from whom?
Okay, how many can I take?
As much as you want. And you could also pick the attributes as you wish. So what do you think a good biathlete needs, or the best biathlete in the world needs?
Yeah, I think one of the best biathletes in the world have to, of course, you have to be able to ski pretty fast. That's, I think, a very important thing to be able to play for the podiums.
Yes.
But in today's biathlon, it's not even enough to be pretty fast on skis. You also have to shoot like a maniac, and you have to shoot fast, and you have to shoot good. So, and I think the biathletes who has that, of course, it's Marta Foucault, and he's such a high level and such stable. It's been crazy. One season, I don't think he had just podiums. I think it was crazy results. And of course, you have Johannes. I will also pick from my team. Crazy high level, and it's just been amazing to see his highest level.
Mm-hmm.
In girls, Madeleine Neuner, I remember when I was young that I think I will pick her also, because I think she was pretty good as I remember her.
Yes, yeah.
And just amazing and so stable also.
That's true, yeah.
And you have so many, Olainer, Emil. It's so hard to pick, but if I have to pick, I have to pick all of them, I think, because I think they have so many different qualities that it's hard to...
But you could say like the skiing of Johannes, or the shooting of Martin, or the character of, I don't know, Emil, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good... And then I think I will take the skiing from Johannes.
Yeah.
If I can put my favorite biathlete together, and I will take the shooting from Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what he does on the range, it impresses me very much. And if I can take the funny part of Tyrei, because I think he's very good to relax and have fun also between the races. I think that's also pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who I will take. I think Emil, I have never raced with Emil before, but I think he had a pretty good competition head and always wanted to do good. So maybe his, what can I say, personality in terms of performance. Yeah. So I think that will be a good biathlete. And also I will take Ole Einar's motivation. I think that could be a solid biathlete.
Yeah, a solid Norwegian biathlete with a little bit of French, right?
Yeah, that's a good mix, I think. A little hint of French.
Okay, Johannes, imagine you had a billboard in a big city and everyone can read it. Which message would you write on that billboard?
Oh, that was a good question, actually. What I will write on that billboard? I think I will write just something easy, like, what can it be? Like, please cheer for me, guys. I really want all the audience to cheer for me because it gives me so much energy.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can come with a message, I think I just had to be like to beg for them to cheer on me during all the races. I think, and I hope most of them will do it.
Yeah, I think in biathlon, everyone is cheering for all the athletes, so that could probably work out. And I think that's perfect final words for our episode here. So, Johannes, tell our audience where they can find more of you if they want to see more of you, because I think you're going pretty strong on Instagram with your reels, right?
Yeah, me and Vetle, we are going strong with our reels account, and we have to try to do something fun during the winter. And so if you want to watch my life and of course my reels, that's the most important thing I do these days. You can watch it at Instagram at Johannes Dale. So I hope you will give me a follow there. I will promise something fun.
Do you also got a Facebook page or something?
Yeah, you can find me at Facebook at also Johannes Dale. So,
but I think Facebook is dead, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's my information.
Okay, Johannes, so thank you very much. It was a lot of fun, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you also. It was fun to chat with some people during this isolation.
Right. We wish you the best for the rest of the season, and let's see what you're doing on Thursday, I think, with a sprint.
That's true. I will give full gas. I can promise that.
And stay healthy and see you soon, I'd say.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
We hope you liked the interview with Johannes Dale. If you want to know more about Johannes, follow him on Instagram or Facebook, but also follow us on Instagram and share this episode with your friends. All of the links can be found in the show notes. Thank you very much. Until the next time.